Maybe it'll help you. Maybe it won't. You be the judge.
Yeah, it need to be
So,
full. Just like
I'm
that.
gonna put respect on my name. Sheena. So lovely.
And then she rides all the way up and defend herself.
They will either watch your lifestyle or learn to live it themselves. It's not nothing that you can prove to them. Like, it's try Jesus. Try him. Welcome to Maybe We Can Help, the podcast where we give our unsolicited advice. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. You be the judge. I am Tasia Royale.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
Since y'all like to be in our business,
Real bad.
real bad. We see y'all being in our business. Anyway, we appreciate it though, for. But we're gonna be talking a little bit. It's kind of be about storytelling, but we're gonna it's gonna be an onion, and we're gonna peel back the layers of the storytelling. So it's not just storytelling; it's gonna be some meat in there about some other deep stuff. So we're gonna peel back some layers today about storytelling. Just listen and absorb, and it might be you, it might not be. If the shoe fits, wear it and trot along and do better. If not, you just sit and chill. But we're going to turn it on to Sheena because I don't know what I'm going to say next.
Well, she kind of spearheaded it because it was like her idea.
Yeah.
So it was a good one.
My first question to you ladies is, earlier, I asked you what your story is, but I want to know first, this is on the spot, what would your story have been? And who were you in your story?
At what point
Before
of life?
you came to this space of new, because we really are in a new space.
Definitely.
Like we really have grown within the
Leaps
last,
and bounds.
even in the last like 5 years.
In the last year has been the 2024 has been a meat full of a hunk of growth. I mean, a nice fat hunk of growth.
Leaps and bounds.
I mean, growth, fertilizer, manure.
Definitely.
All of that was at one time. So come on, grow. So because of that, I would say my old story title would have been naive, or what's the plural for that? I don't know it, but naive.
And who were you in that story? Were you the victim? Were you the victor?
In my mind, I was the victim. In my mind, everybody was doing stuff to me, and I had no accountability for myself because in my mind, I was a grand, perfect person. Well, I knew I made mistakes, but in my mind, I had it all together. Like, I really couldn't do much wrong because I wasn't doing much wrong. So I had a kind of sort of a victim mindset. Not kind of sort of. I had a victim mindset, but in my mind, it was justified because I was right.
And everyone else was wrong.
Pretty much.
Okay. Risha?
I think for my story, it was, like I told you, I feel like I was the villain a lot of the times in my story. The only time I was probably victimizing myself is when I internalized things. But for the most part, I feel like I was the villain in my story. But to name it, it would be like, I don't know. It was, I don't know. I think it was more so, it was defensiveness, like for my story. Like I was always defending myself. So it made me feel like the villain. Yeah, the great defender in not a good way. Because it was like I was always defending something, like trying to be understood, because I feel like I was misunderstood because of like my tone, my attitude that I had, and just the demeanor. And I was like, no, I didn't mean it that way. I mean, and I'm still somewhat explaining myself to a certain degree, but no, not in the way that it was, like in the demeanor, like, oh, I have to fix my tone. It's probably kind of, I shouldn't have said it like that, but this is what I meant, or just trying to explain it in general. But it was very challenging to come from that part, but it's a healing that has to come through, because I don't know necessarily what made me so defensive. I guess being misunderstood made me so defensive, and then just like people always like pick on me growing up. Like I always had to defend myself about anything, something, and I'm just like, just leave me alone. Like, and it made me not like people, so it was challenging.
Okay. My story probably would have been the underdog, I think, because I always saw myself as like, I'm down here, but I'm coming up. Like I really had this like in my mind, like one day I'm gonna be something. But I used to have the mentality of y'all gonna be sorry one day that y'all treated me like this. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had that kind of mindset, but that I learned that's a terrible mindset to have
Mm.
because it did
It's
victim.
prideful.
Yes, it yeah, and it made me a victim because you have to do something for me to me in order for me to feel like you're gonna be sorry one day, and that's also like a vengeance type of mindset. Like
Mm-hmm.
when like I didn't feel like I'm gonna do something to you. I felt like yeah, my life is gonna do stuff to you. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't. You should not want that.
Right.
Because I want no matter who you are, what you've done, you should want the people. Even if they have done something to you, if they're doing something to you, something's up with them, something's wrong with them, something's off with them. And so if God gives them the opportunity to rise above whatever they're going through, they will not want to do anything to you. When you are in a good space, when you have good love and good community and your mind is in a good space, you want everybody to experience this. It's just like,
True.
oh my God, y'all. Even if they've done something to you, you just like, I just forgive you. Come on, get some of this. This is good stuff. Come on over here, sis. You won't even be mad no more. Like I don't. It's I. That's where I am. But where I was underdog. I'm gonna stay right. Yeah, that's where I was.
I didn't describe where I was now. I'm in a better space. I'm not as defensive, I think. Did I say that?
Well, we ain't got to that yet.
Oh, because I thought Tay had said where she was right now, too.
Mm-mm.
No?
No, now
Where I
where's your story? What is your story called now? And who are you in the story? What character
Mm.
are you in the story?
Oh, you probably said that because I said something about growth. Like,
Yeah.
that's why you said
And then
that.
she said something about being in a different space.
Yeah,
And I didn't.
I kind of skipped.
I left mine at the cliffhanger.
I had my word before we came on the podcast.
Evolve.
Evolving, yeah. That's
Mhm.
that's my word now. That's my story now. Because coming from that type of mindset, you really realize like there is nothing that you can accomplish without God. Like a lot of times I leaned on myself because in my mind I could only trust me. Like and that kind of created a blockade with me and God. Like he's like I'm the only one you can trust. Sometimes you can't even trust yourself because your heart and your mind can the enemy can kind of play on those things a little bit if you allow it, if you allow him to. So the only person, now he's not a person, but the only thing you can really trust is God. Like even over yourself, even over the ones around you, you can truly, he's the only one that is truly faithful, who is like truly consistent across the board. So I had to kind of, I'm still doing that now, breaking walls down, and letting him really come in and like
Yes, Lord.
yes, and just trusting him and leaning on him a lot more. And I wasn't doing that because all I felt like I had was me. Like I grew up, I have an older brother, but we're far apart. So all I felt like I always had was me. Like I could only depend on me. It's me. If I ain't nobody else gonna get it done, it's just gonna be me. Like I got me, and I'm gonna make sure me is okay. And that's exhausting. Like it is very tiring. It's very stressful, and I just was tense on the inside. On the outside, everybody probably think, you're so happy, you're so wonderful, and I'm just, yep, 3 seconds from snapping. But just relinquishing all of that control because I was very kind of controlling. I don't know if people know that, but I was very controlling. So relinquishing all of those things, the mistrust with God, the control, just literally letting go and being able to kind of relax in him. Like he got me.
So your character would be called, if you were to sum up your character.
Now,
Mm-hmm. Open, maybe.
I'm not completely open yet. I'm opening little by little.
So your character would be like the inspiration in your story, maybe.
What?
Like you're an inspirer in your.
I don't
You're
understand.
aspiring to be something.
To be something, yes. Like that's why I say I'm evolving. Like
So you
it's
have
a
an
process.
aspiring character.
Yes, like I'm not arrived, but these are things he's brought out of me this year. Like, and they were heavy things. So that's why I said I'm slowly, not slowly. We evolving very quickly, very quickly. Yes. So that's why I chose evolving because it's happening, and I didn't even realize it was happening. Like it didn't even make sense. But like God makes everything make sense after a while. Just stick with him. Just stick with him.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So what about your story now? And who are you in your story?
I said balance, But like as I was sitting here, I was like, I think mine is like healing and wholeness. Like it's
So
a
your story will be called Healing and Wholeness.
yeah, because he's healing me, which is in turn making me whole in my mind, my soul, my body, my spirit, everything, every part of me, like physically, naturally, is being whole, is being healed, and the inner child in me was healed just recently, and just coming to terms of that, like that void, excuse me, that I had for so long that I didn't know, and so it's healing that's taking place in my life that I didn't know needed to happen until you pray like, God, what's next? I want more of whatever is next for me. And he's like, okay, well, this is what I need you to do. So it's like, okay, well, heal me, Lord. And he's always there. He's literally never left me. He always lets me know he's there strangers would be like, God told you believe in God. Well, he told me to tell you something, and you must be real important to him because I don't even know you. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And it's just his little nuggets that he places as soon as like you align yourself with your journey, whatever step God is next. Like, I'm ready. Let's heal. Let's be whole. Let's do that, because the more healed you are, the more healed you can heal somebody else, and you can show them this is the journey. You ready? Some people aren't ready though, so just pray that God will ready their hearts, that they would be open to heal, willing to heal, and take their journey, because it's so beautiful, it's so peaceful, and it brings so much more peace. So
Amen. I think that my story now would probably be entitled Prosperity or Prosperous Journey. And in that story, I am um, my own inspiration. God is my inspiration. And, but my character following after him wholeheartedly is an inspiration to me. And so I'm inspiring myself at this point in my life where I'm just like, okay, like when I tell you I don't wish bad on nobody, like I really want everybody to have this feeling. Like y'all need to get here. That's how I feel, and it's almost like I want to, if I could give that and put it in a jar and sell it, not even sell it, give it away, because I am so abundant in this at this time in my life that I'm full. I'm grateful. My cup overflows at this time. Like my mind is elevating to a new space, and I am absolutely sure that God has done it, and that if He was going to do it, then He's already done it. So that's why, and I'm sure He's done it in my life. So that's where I am. We saw a movie today, guys. We saw Moana 2
really
today.
Great. Spoiler alert.
Really beautiful movie.
It was good.
And one thing that I do love about Moana is that she always digs deep and finds that extra push in herself. In both movies, it's like, okay, this is a great challenge.
She be about to give up first, though.
Yeah.
Moana be like, she taking a moment. She's like, listen, I can't do this. Ain't no way.
Yeah. But she always digs deep.
Catches her second
win. She'll get her second win, and she will persevere and see it through.
Yes,
and that is the only way to actually get to the other side. You can't be a victim and a victor at the same time. And there is power in victimizing yourself.
And in your words.
There is power. You can draw from someone else sympathy if you victimize yourself. Y'all know that? There's power in it. You can literally, there are people who are homeless and they make their eyes big,
like Puss in Boots,
and their countenance low, and they humble themselves and they say, please, I'm homeless, I have nothing. And your heart is moved in response to that cry on the inside. There's a spirit in them that has victimized them, and that spirit draws sympathy and empathy from other people.
I don't be making eye contact if I'm being honest.
That's understand. But even in that, sometimes even that guilt of walking by, like there's power in that. There's power in their status, in their demeanor, in their whatever. It's people that you meet, and honestly, especially when you're growing, you ain't even got to be growing. Sometimes it becomes annoying. After a while of seeing that same person, they're like, well, this happened and that happened, and they if you first meet that person, this is your first time coming across them, then hearing their story might move you. But after the 77th time, it's no, they don't, the power is gone. The empathy is lost. So that's why you don't want to stay in that position, because there's only but so much you can do from a person before it's a draining that happens. So you want to learn to change from victim to victor. And for some people, that's actually a difficult thing, because victimization has given them power in a certain sense. Any spirit that you gains, you gotta believe is serving you.
You gotta be careful with that, because that kind of draws a small line with manipulation.
Definitely.
So
definitely, like, but spirits don't come by themselves. They always go hand in hand with something else. Just like the Holy Spirit come with peace, love, joy.
Yeah, when you were saying, I was like, well, that kind of be an ex manipulator, guys. That's like sound like some stuff I would have used to did.
Yeah.
You remember that homeless lady we were helping, and you remember a few years ago, it was me and you, and I was giving her a ride and everything, and then I told you to come with me because we was going to help her get on her feet, like, go find shelter and stuff like that. And, like, she was doing good. She was coming to church and everything. She was excited. And it was just like, but I remember in the car, and she kept talking about the sob story. And you were like, okay, so what can we do to, change this? Like, you was basically like, okay, I understand that happened. So, like, well, we don't want to say this anymore because that was your past. Like, what can we do to make it better? And I was like, she real hard on this lady, you know what I'm saying? But I understand now, because, like, you help them a little bit, and then you don't know what they go back and do, because you don't know if that's what they like to be in. Like, that's all they know. I get it. But if somebody's showing you that could be different, it's one of them things God, really open their heart, because we haven't seen her since, and it's been years.
Yeah,
well, she did get her a place, supposedly.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
We don't know what else happened.
Comfort is dangerous.
Yeah, it's
comfort
the epitome
is very
of growth.
dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you get comfortable, you're comfortable. you don't want to really move, and so somebody comes against that and challenge that level of comfort. The first thing that
it's
you feel
annoying.
Is,
don't let you not like confrontation, because you really gonna feel like you disturbing my peace.
Yeah, you pushing back a little bit. You trying to get me to do what? Go on about your business.
My God,
you gonna push back a little bit.
Absolutely,
you gonna push back until it's like, okay, let me start thinking about it. The seed has been planted by that point, though.
Absolutely.
Your memories that you have of your past are literally painted by the concept in your mind that you have of yourself and your surroundings. There's a young lady that we've just come in contact with recently, and she was just like, I don't know what I want, but I know I don't want this. Like, this has been my story for so long, and I want to be done with this. Mm-hmm. And so at that point, she started reaching for something else.
Right.
And she didn't call me. She didn't call you. She called God, and she got his attention. Mm-hmm. And he led her to a different space. Now once you get led to that different space, of course, we all know you got to now maintain that. Mm-hmm. You got to be willing to let go of everything you were, and I mean everything you were, and that can be scary. People start falling away. A lot of us know
families start falling away.
Oh my God.
And that'd be all bit like some people's scariest thing, to lose your family. But honestly, when you're in God, you're literally adopted into a whole nother family. You just have to be sure and believe God that He's going to lead you to the right people. Like, it's more people out there that really want to do what God says, and the people that fall off, they're not really. You just got to pray for them and keep moving, even if it is your family, your sister, brother, mom and daddy. Like, who is my father, who is my mother, except for the ones that do the will of God? Like, that's the word. So it's honestly worth it, because you have so much more peace when you let God bring the people into your life, and you ask him to remove the people that no longer serve your destiny and your purpose. It's really worth it. It hurts, but it's worth it.
Oh, it's very difficult.
It's like a pressing. I wouldn't even say it hurts. It just can be, well, it can hurt. It depends on how you look at it. It's all about perspective, because your mind is powerful. You can look at it like, well, Lord, I prayed for this.
Your mind is powerful.
So, hey, you know, I'm cool with it, Lord. You said, you know, these people fall off if they're not. But then if you're like, oh, woe is me, these people leaving me, and you don't see hope on the end, that's what you're going to get. Your perspective, your mind. Like,
yeah. I remember when you used to tell, when I was talking to you and I was like, did you know you were special to God?
I said, nope.
Right.
I was like, me, not me. I do too much. I done too much. I still ain't right. And you was like, well, you are. And I was like, yeah, I ain't.
But do you believe that now?
I do.
Has he not shown you that?
Absolutely. He stood on business behind me.
But
down.
It was when you were looking to be the villain.
Yeah.
That's all you saw.
Yeah.
But literally raising that one question made you question, am I? Mm-hmm. And then you started to look to see, am I? And then you started to see the small things, the small handfuls God was leaving all along.
On purpose.
On purpose. And then you started to follow the breadcrumbs almost to a different trail. And it was like, oh, so it wasn't that you weren't there. It's just that I was over here and you were trying to get me to go over there. God ain't, he comes after you to bring you to where he wants you to be. But some people think, while I'm in my mess, God is going to bring the stuff to me.
Oh, no.
No, he literally says, come go with me so I could take you to the stuff. That's why we say that, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, and that he's leading me to green water. And I mean, not green water,
still
Jesus.
Pastures.
Wait.
Green pastures,
still water and green pastures.
Help us, Lord.
I know what you meant, and I still mix
right.
Green waters,
still pastures.
It's in there.
He's leading us to still water and green pastures. Yes. So basically, that's letting you know in the scriptures that it's a path that you have to follow him to.
Yes, Lord.
He said that I will lead you to it. Not in your mess, I'm gonna bring it to you. And that's why when you are in sin and you're sitting there and you're like, how come I don't have this? I don't have that. God, I've been praying. I've been asking God. And then you victimize yourself and not knowing that you have to get up and do something. There's something you're supposed to be doing. You know, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Number one, pray. And number two, get in your word. And then you ask him what you're supposed to be doing to be open to the answer. And then when he tells you, oh, you're going to have to get rid of this, don't be like, or don't be like, because I still crave that, God must be okay with it. No, he's not okay with it, because it's for you to lay down. Just like Jesus said, if I wanted to, I could call legions of angels to get me down off this cross, to get me, to take me, you know, at any point I can be delivered from this. I'm laying this down. He was our example.
My God.
So, you know, you could, you can do this, you can do that, but by choice, you lay it down. That is what it means to pick up your cross. Lay down something.
You surrender
for good. That's hard, is it not?
My God.
It's very difficult to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to take away not one iota from how hard this is going to be for you, because I'm talking to somebody. This is going to be difficult. But when you lay it down, that is literally the first step to following. And if you can't lay it down, then you're not following. And if you are not following, you can't just be like, God just doing this, and God, no.
It's almost like that picture of that little girl when it has Jesus in the cartoon, and she has a little raggedy bear, and Jesus has this big teddy bear behind him, and he's like, you know, give it to me. And then we want to hold on to the raggedy old habits and raggedy ways of life, and it's just like, come on, like I can fix this. And then I even seen a recent animation. It was so nice. It was this girl, like a animation, and then she had like vines, thorns wrapped around, and she was like, why do everybody have something keep hurting me? Her heart was broken. And so God, it was like a cloud hand. It was like, give it to me, give me your heart. You give it to everybody else and you keep saying, why do they break it? Give it to me. And so she was like, he was like, just give me a try, basically. And so she gave it to him, and so he crushed it. God crushed the heart and just let it go into the ashes, and he gave her a light in her heart and changed her. Like, she turned around and was like, man,
I saw that.
It was so
animation.
powerful. Yeah. I was like, that's good there. That blessed me, because it was like, you can see, like, that's what happens. And it do seem like once you give your heart to him, you get crushed a little. Be like, wait a minute. Bring that back, Lord. What are you doing? I'm hurting. And it's okay to tell God that you hurt, because he wants you to be open with him. He wants you to tell him everything right. You be like, God, this is not fair, but I trust you. You just got to be like, God, you said.
That's a word.
And that's when you have to go in your word and study to show yourself approved, so you'll be able to rightly divide God's word and truth. Because if you give him his word back to him, he has no choice but to honor his own word. That's his word to us, is that, he is literally near to the ones that are brokenhearted. He will never leave you nor forsake you. He told us to cast our cares on him, for he cares for us. It's word. He gave us, so much word to just give back to him. And he literally, once we say it, our angels are on assignment for our words, just like demons. If we speak negativity, it's literally on assignment. Like, they're waiting. Angels and demons are waiting, plotting for our good or for our bad. You just got to know which one you about to spew out. You know what I'm saying? So it can feel uncomfortable, and it don't feel good to lay it down. Trust me, I cried to God one time, and I said, God, I know you see me hurting, and I know you said you would never leave. Like, it's like, even in the pain of disappointment, and disappointment was real heavy for me, like, and then God is still working through me and on me and for me with it. But it's one of them things where it's like, God, okay, it's just, you got it, because you got to know. I was like, God, I still know that you're here. I know that you're with me. I know that you got me. I'm not gonna ever doubt that. The enemy will try to make it, all he gives you is illusions and illegal suggestions. It's up to you to believe him, because you activated. Everybody want to say the enemy did. The enemy, you activated it. You activated it. And it's not to say it's you all the time, but most of the time, the enemy only has the power that you give him. Like, that's it. God has all power. You know what I'm saying? So, you just welcome him, and he got it.
Because
you know
Jesus went and got the power from hell.
He has
so
nothing.
In order for him to have power over you, you
God,
have to give it to him. You said
right.
a word right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, literally, and people like, oh, the enemy did this. Did he? Or did you speak something about 5 years ago? You didn't even remember. You said, if it ain't one thing, it's another. You setting yourself up.
Pray over your own
not
words.
Like
my God.
I'm just saying like that. When I tell you, and I used to be such an, like, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
I do not like
the
that.
negativity that holds weight, and that saying alone burns me.
Yes.
Because it's like, no, let's be optimistic here. The glass is half full, guys. Let's do it. And this is coming from a negative Nancy. I used to be.
I believe when Genesis is extremely powerful to me, because it shows us how exactly God operates. In the beginning there was God, and God, there was form void. I'm paraphrasing here, but it says he said, let there be, and there was. He spoke a word and it happened. That is extremely powerful in our Christian walk, because all he did was speak. And that's it. Like, so when Risha's saying you're speaking negative words over yourself and over your life, you're doing this.
And you're creating your own story.
The enemy is you're allowing the enemy, you're in a position where the enemy can plant a seed in your heart or in your mind. Then you and your specialness speak it out your mouth, and then now his dark angels is coming. He's like, well, she said it, so I'm going to go fly with it.
Right.
So, like, he can't get you to do any.
The worst part about that is, because once all that happens and it transpires in the spirit realm, because we can't see it, you be like, I knew it was going to happen. No. You did it to yourself, because you did it.
You created it.
Created
it. Because life and death is in the power of your tongue.
That's how powerful the mind is, because it's like, it literally will set you up to think that I knew it was going to happen. No, you spoke it, you believed it, and you saw it. Now imagine if you put that energy into something good.
Come on, sis.
Imagine.
Come on, sis.
But yeah, So I just feel like, it's all about, because that goes into your story and what you create and what you're going to continue to create, because your words, your mind,
It's powerful.
your mind.
Yes.
It is
Be
powerful.
more conscious of what you're saying. And then also what
Your
you're
vain
resonating in your heart.
words.
The music that you're listening to, the movies and shows you like to watch, the ratchetness that you're around, your friends, your circle, the things that is all food in your spirit and in your soul. We have to take back responsibility for ourselves.
Facts.
You got to take back responsibilities for the responsibility of myself. I'm responsible
For me.
for me.
And you have to be honest with yourself with that, because people are like, well, music don't really bother me. You're lying. You're lying, because there's
lying.
songs I remember that song "Sorry" by Demi Lovato.
Mhm.
Demi Lovato. Like, I love the song. I ain't gonna front with you. I love the song, but I knew it felt like it was feeding something that shouldn't be fed. I could
Like a
literally
pettiness.
feel it.
That petty, yeah.
Yes, I was
buddy.
just like, I can't listen to this song. And every time I even be like, I want to hear that song, because sometimes it's a good jam. I'm not gonna front.
Her
Like,
first line is, "Now you're out here looking like regret."
Revenge.
Oh,
Revenge. No,
yeah.
you're right. You're right. Regret. You're out here
Regret,
looking
yeah.
like, and I'm feeling like revenge.
That's kind of
Come
like what
on
I was saying earlier about wanting to rise up
Yeah,
and make
but you
everybody
had
else
the
That's
wrong
sorry about that.
exactly what it was doing in me, and
Yeah.
I felt it.
I got
and I
rid
had
of
to be
that, though.
honest with
You
me.
gotta.
I was like,
You have
that's
to.
feeding something you shouldn't feed.
you know
Like,
the
you can't do that. That's why I say you're if you are deceiving yourself, like, by saying that don't affect me, you are lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Music has an effect on you. Movies have an effect on you. Social media, all of this stuff can have either a positive or a negative effect. There's stuff, like, recently I told him I let go of Beyonce. And I'm just not saying, because I like some of her songs. I really do.
We jammed to that for a whole couple
like,
years.
2020,
but
we
there's
was in there.
once I found out, like, some of the stuff, I'd be like, you know what? I can't rock with you no more.
Like,
Those
at all.
words are getting this.
Those words,
Yeah.
Me personally, this is a personal
Ooh.
walk, because the Bible also talks about sometimes if meat offends your brother, don't do it in front of them. So sometimes this stuff don't offend y'all. This is my personal walk with me and the Lord. This is what I was convicted of. So I'm not trying to put my conviction on you. You sought the Lord for yourself so you can hear for yourself. This is me. So I had to let a lot of this stuff go. And it don't feel good, because sometimes when I want a good jam, I want to listen to that. Like, it's not like
Facts.
it's gone. The desire is gone, but it gets easier as I just don't listen to it. I'm like, okay.
Resist the devil, and he
It is
He
what it
shall
is.
flee. Your desire for a thing does not justify your indulgence in the thing.
Right. Or
Say
even
that
if it's
again.
a once in a while thing.
Your desire for a thing does not justify your indulgence in a thing. You have to parent yourself. You know, you got to parent yourself, because
Yes.
if you have
Self-discipline.
children, then you know your children will have desires for stuff you know you can't have it. You know, you got to tell Harmony, no, I'm pretty sure a lot, like, you can't have this candy. It's 8 a.m. That ain't breakfast. You know, you might have to say no. Does she desire it? Absolutely. Should she have it? No. And as she gets older, those desires don't go away. You know, we as adults have desires. The only difference between us and Harmony is nobody's standing over us telling us we can't have it anymore. That person is supposed to become you. You know, you're supposed to govern yourself, because what life do you want to have? You got to picture what that life looks like in your mind. And then you have to design your lifestyle around going in that direction. If you sitting around and you're procrastinating and you're doing you're just scrolling your life away, sitting in bed, but you like, man, I want to be a millionaire. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want to be a millionaire, because you're always going to be where you want to be. Hear that again. You're always going to be where you want to be. And if you're going to say, no, I'm not where I want to be. I do want better for myself. Yeah, but you want sleep more. You want procrastination more. You might want it, but there's something you want more than that, because if you wanted that the most, that is the thing you'd be pursuing. That is the thing that you would be after. And so when you tell yourself the truth and say, I have been wanting procrastination more, but I want to change that. I have been wanting to scroll more, but I want to change that. I have been wanting to just play these games more, but I want to change that. I have been wanting to sit around, but I want to change that. That's different than just being like, no, I do want it. But you haven't done anything to help yourself get to a different level in life. You have to, like she just said, tell yourself the truth.
Be honest with yourself.
Like
that's where it really starts.
Oh my God.
Just tell yourself the truth, y'all. Yeah. Just be honest.
I've been wanting to do this.
I be wanting to listen to what I want to listen to sometimes.
Facts.
I want to nuck if you buck sometimes.
Yeah.
But it feeds something in me personally that shouldn't be fed.
Right.
Since I want that thing to die, I don't do it.
That's it.
So that's why I don't listen to it.
That's it. It's important for us to know exactly where we are in life and get rid of the petty baddies. Like let's get rid of the petty.
Please, God,
you know, let's get rid of
y'all is too grown.
Feeding into stuff, looking into stuff. You know, people just be out here living their lives, okay? You know, and most of the time they not if they're doing something, they ain't trying to do anything to you. They just living life. You know, it's got to be at some point we can't stay the victim. You can't constantly be, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that to me. They're jealous. No. You know, at what point? And if let's say they are. Let's say they're doing something to you and let's say they're jealous of you. Are you going to pray? Are you going to elevate? Are you going to, but mean it. Like, how do you get to the point where you mean it? You know, recently Risha had to go to someone and be like, you know what, I'm sorry. You know, it was beautiful. Yeah. It was a whole beautiful moment, you know, because it's just like, and then she had to stop feeding that thing, you know, and I was so freaking proud of her because that's hard, especially for black women. Black women always want to think somebody's doing something to them. Somebody jealous of me, but when you feed into that, you are projecting that, you're projecting that in the atmosphere. And so when you are projecting that, you're going to get more of that. You are going to find more people that are jealous of you. And you got to ask yourself, is that something you really want? You want people to be jealous of you? Because what does the Bible say about jealousy?
Envy is cruel as the grave.
Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. If somebody actually gets jealous of you, they want to do things to you. Yeah. They want to stop you. They want to.
Remember that time that girl tried to put that stuff on you?
Yeah.
I was
like people.
You don't want that type of
jealousy. Right. When people are jealous of you, it consumes them. It creates a whole different creature. And so you're constantly projecting and saying, oh, they're jealous of me. They're jealous of me. They're jealous of me. And you don't even know you creating an army
against you.
You creating an army against you. If I even think someone's jealous of me, I want to go to that person and say, you can be whatever you think you see in me. You can literally have whatever you think. You can't have my stuff, but God will give you the greatest
all you need
you have ever seen. Like, do you not know you're special too? Do you not know that whatever you see somebody else with or you think they got, God is all about fulfillment. He wants you to reach and have your greatest good. And I'm not so special to him that he's going to do it for me and not do it for you.
Correct.
And I want the world and everybody to know that and everybody to have this same freedom I have. I don't want you to think you have to be jealous of me. Come get some information. What do you need? What can I do to help? You know, let's all come up. Ain't no need for jealousy.
It's really not.
There's no need. Ain't no need. Because whatever you want, you can have it. As long as you set yourself up for it and you create the right circumstances. The same energy you put into bringing someone else down because you're jealous of them. Imagine if you take, like what Risha said, and reverse that and put that energy into creating your own business. My God. Because if you creative enough to slash somebody's tires, and
that is crazy work to me.
Imagine if you just take that same energy and put it into creating an LLC.
Like people, like men and women, like who get like that mad and jealous, like to harm a car or
Or
throw
kill.
or
People
I just
be
be like,
like,
honey, I don't. Not saying it could never
It
be
could
me because
consume.
you never know. You can't
you
never be
put
high.
confidence in your flesh.
Right, you can never be so high. But I just be like, key a car.
And
Because I saw a post. They said, "Girl, don't key that man car. Put brake fluid up there." I
yeah,
was
they've
like,
been telling people a lot of stuff.
"Why
on
would
the
you
internet.
do that? Let's move on. Let's level up. Let's get better for ourselves." Let's do
Because it's
something
gonna
else.
come back to you. Like
Who
it's literally
It's
gonna
gotta
come
come
back to you,
back.
whether it be in that form or worse, because you don't know what it's gonna do. But it's literally you're setting the motion to come back to you or your children's children or your children's. It's gonna come back. You're
It's
gonna
got
see
to
it.
come back.
It literally
It
has to,
come
and that's
back.
why I don't understand why people be like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you the energy you give me." Why not be yourself? Why not be authentic? Okay, if somebody treats you wrong, if you feel that way, cut them off. Move on with no ill intentions.
That's right.
It just
'Cause
it just
something's
means you
wrong.
separate. You know what I'm saying?
Because-
You don't have to return energy for energy.
I don't understand how
It's-
people can
it's
do that
petty.
either. Because like it does something rises up in you.
It's petty.
Like when you do petty for petty. Like I honestly like it gives me. I don't know if this is bad or good. You can correct me if it is. It gives me more joy, like to be nice to someone who is nasty.
It depends on the spirit you're doing it from.
That's why I said I don't know if it's the right way.
It
I'm
depends.
like I'm
It
gonna be
depends.
nice to you because you're just horrible of a person.
Yes, but well, put it like this:
That's how
I've had.
I
I've-
really be like you're just horrible, so I'm gonna be.
I'm
nice
gonna
to
be
you.
nice to you, but it depends. You have to know
Help
your
me,
spirit.
Lord.
You have, and yeah, that's it. That's it. Because I've done that too, and I know the difference. Because when you do it from the Spirit of God, there's a living well, and it will resonate in them differently. Like the spirit you are speaking from, it's either going to bring life, or it's going to bring division, or they're going to feel whatever it is.
You know that going with your lavender. I think that's might be what
Yeah.
I be doing sometimes.
Yeah.
Going with your
You go.
lavender.
If y'all ever seen that video where that
You go.
lady was talking to this
go
guy
with
because
your
he had parked
lavender.
somewhere, and he said, "You go with your lavender."
Keep
That
on
is-
walking like Mary said it.
And even though those things are funny and they are entertaining,
They
it also breeds
Yeah.
evil.
Cause she was hot as a
Yeah,
firecracker.
yeah, and it's going to justify her future evils. I want to live a life so, and I want that it takes away your excuses to keep doing evil. It's hard to do, but that's my choice. Like I want to take away your excuses from doing evil, because I've been in some circumstances where people just didn't like me. I had no clue why. It doesn't even matter, really.
I've been in circumstances where people were angry or upset with me, and I never knew. This is the bubble I be living in sometime, y'all. If you've ever been upset with me, I probably truly didn't know. I be oblivious to a lot. Aaron says I be making my way downtown because I do. I really do. So if you have ever been jealous, envious, I promise you I ain't know. I had no clue what I did. If you were ever upset with me or angry, I don't know. So maybe you should just talk to me. I don't know.
Maybe she can help.
Maybe I can help me because I do not know.
You're funny.
Like you said, you've known people. I promise you, I can't think of.
I'm sensitive. I'm
Yeah, I was about to
sensitive
say I've
spiritually.
I was about to say I've known people too, but
Honey, I be in this bubble
it
called
actually
Tay.
came out to me though one time, like when I was like working at this daycare, and one girl, I didn't know they didn't even like me until we actually got cool through a mutual friend, and she was like, "Yeah, I used to not like you. Used to walk around here with your red hair, with your nose all." I said, "But I used to speak to y'all though." She's like, "I just thought you was better than us." I said, "But how? I used to speak to y'all. Like it's crazy because you just never know what people be thinking about you." And I just was like, "That's weird. I never said nothing to y'all."
And in my mind, nobody thinks nothing of me. Seriously, like y'all have no thought of me because I'm in my own bubble. I thought y'all be in your own bubble,
Which is a blessing.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have ill intentions towards nobody else, you don't think about nobody having ill intentions towards you.
I literally don't.
And I wouldn't know unless you make it known. Like people will literally say something, or I remember we had somebody, they would say nice things, nasty.
But it would
So
be
they
in a
wanted
belittling
it to,
way.
be in a belittling way, because they wanted to make it known. And then at that point, my antenna goes up and I start paying attention, and I'm like, okay. And at that point, I started, sewing into the person.
My
Like,
antenna will probably go up, and then it will slowly go back down because I'm gonna forget.
which is not bad
Not
because at
bad.
some point
So I gotta pay attention.
you're
Sheena.
not.
I need to
well,
pay attention a little bit.
Well, the thing is, at some point, it's gonna just go. They have to just either they're gonna fix it or they're not.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not paying any attention, see, I'm the type of person that if it comes to my attention, I'm gonna like just try to sew into you, and then sometimes you can't fix it, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
But at least I'm gonna know, hey, I sewed into you, so that therefore,
Right.
you know that I don't feel the way you feel,
Right.
and then at that point, you can, fix it or not fix it.
And the
Yeah.
blessed part about all this is you guys get to write your story every day. Every day you can change it. Any day you can change it. It's all about how you perceive your story and how you want to write it. Just remember that. Amen.
Amen. It's all about perspective. How you see yourself, how you see others,
Yes, we're closing
and
out.
wanting better for yourself.
True.
All right, guys.
This was good.
Mm-hmm. Then this last segment is still in my head. Make 'em over, downtown.
Oh my gosh.
Looking fast. I'm so glad thoughts cannot be above our heads. Thank you, Lord.
Praise the Lord.
I hope you guys had a.
I see your thought cloud as having like different shapes and bubbles and square, like, and then a squirrel, and then like it's just a bunch of stuff.
It's probably I think a lot about future and finances, so that's probably what I think about the most. But like if we're in conversations like this, sometimes I just drift off.
Amen.
It's all right.
It's okay. We
But
love you just like that.
I thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself on today. This has not. This has been another episode of Maybe We Can Help. Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you know when we post another video. And I'm Tasia Royale.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.